Yo, 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 what's up, everybody out there in Facebook land? Trevor Eckberg here again with day number 23 on my Facebook Live challenge. Today, I'm going to be talking about books, because, well, if you aren't reading, you're losing out. I don't know how else to put it. So yeah, my story, first book I really fell in love with. I've actually got it here with me. So, I'm attribute the fact that my parents had me start reading from a young age to a lot of my current success, I guess you could say. I used to read a lot as a kid, and I remember, I'm sure there were some picture books before this one, but Dinotopia, oh my god. This book, I don't even remember how many times I've read this book, but it was a lot. And I think this was probably one of the first books that I was actually eventually able to read on my own. And what is Dinotopia about? It is about this awesome place where dinosaurs and people live together. And it's got all these super awesome drawings that go along with everything, with all the stories. I think it's one story. But this book, oh man, I remember as a kid, I was obsessed with dinosaurs. Who wasn't obsessed with dinosaurs when they were a kid? And I think this book was a big part of the reason that, at least early on, I wanted to be a paleontologist. I wanted to dig up dinosaur bones. I thought that would be the coolest job ever. And then Jurassic Park came out, and oh man, but yeah. This book is super awesome. Great illustrations of dinosaurs and people. Look at that. That guy's riding a pterodactyl. Yeah. Awesome book. Like I said, it's probably the first book I really fell in love with, and I think trying to pronounce really long dinosaur names just makes all those little words a lot easier, right? So, like I said, growing up, I read a lot. I remember reading the whole Harry Potter series, and I think that last book that came out, I read however many, 600, 700 pages of that in like 3 days or less. I powered through that. What else along the way? Yeah, I'm sure a lot of you guys have read the Aragon series. Any book about dragons is going to be an awesome book, right? And what's some other ones? Artemis Fowl series. There was a ton of books. I was really into the sci-fi fantasy series, and yeah, lots of reading. Fast forward to, say, junior high, high school, wasn't reading as much. They started making us read for school. I got one of those books. You guys probably remember reading 1984. I should reread this. I remember this book was kind of fucked up. The other one in this same vein was A Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. That book really messed with my head. I loved that one. There were a few other ones. I remember I really liked Catcher in the Rye, too. And then so on and so forth. So yeah, I think a big part of why I ended up choosing to major in philosophy and, well, secondary psychology, but philosophy, was that I love to read. And in the present day, I kind of like reading the technical stuff more than I like reading the fantasy stuff. So in college, I learned all about Eastern philosophy, Indian traditions of Buddhism, Chinese traditions of Buddhism, Western philosophy versus Eastern philosophy, all those guys, Plato, Aristotle. I remember writing papers on Descartes and that kind of stuff. So what am I reading today? That's what I'll wrap this up with. Right now I'm reading Tools of Titans by Tim Ferriss. This is an awesome book. It is giant, too. Look how big that is. Damn. How many pages? 700 pages almost. This is a pretty awesome book. If you guys haven't heard of Tim Ferriss, he is the man. I've got almost all of his books. I remember I read The 4-Hour Work Week. You can see his bestseller list there. First, I have a copy of The 4-Hour Body on my shelf over here. I like that one too. And I have not read The 4-Hour Chef by Tim Ferriss, but that one's on my list. What is this book about? The tactics, routines, and habits of billionaires, icons, and world-class performers. Tim Ferriss has a super popular podcast. I think it's got something like 10 million downloads. And he interviews some of the most successful people in the world on all of his podcasts. People like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Tony Robbins, you name it. if they're famous, he's probably interviewed them for his show. He's basically condensed all of his best interviews into a book and kind of made some tips, tricks, and things, takeaways from those interviews. I'll see if I can find one with some pictures. The book's basically broken up into 3 sections: healthy, wealthy, and wise. And me as a personal trainer and a yogi, like, look at that. He talks about acro yoga. Doesn't that look like fun? Maybe for some of you. But yeah, still love books. I still like to read. I think last year I read like 2 dozen, almost 3 dozen books last year. This year I'm not going nearly as fast. I think I'm at like 4 or 5 books. This is 4 or 5. I read a few small ones if those count. But yeah, you guys got to keep reading. Read something. Magazines don't count. Picture books don't really count. But yeah, engage your brain, engage your mind. So thank you for watching, guys. Day 23 of Facebook Live. I got 7 days left. So yeah, I'll have another video for you tomorrow. I don't know what I'll be talking about tomorrow. Hopefully it won't be so late, because I just got off work and had to stuff some food in my face, and I was like, I gotta talk about something. Oh, books. Yeah. So, like I said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Read something before you go to sleep.